This video is from the book Impact or Invisible: Surviving the Data Age with AI by Angel Reyes, available on Amazon. Welcome to video 7 in our AI-powered research series. Today we're exploring one of the most powerful mental models for using AI effectively, the Diverge-Converge Framework. Here's a scenario you might recognize. You're stuck on your research. You keep circling the same hypotheses, the same approaches, the same ideas. You know there might be better options out there, but you can't seem to break out of your thinking patterns. This is where AI can be transformative, not by thinking for you, but by expanding the universe of possibilities you consider before you apply your expert judgment. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly when to let AI brainstorm freely and when to step in with your human judgment. This framework will help you generate better hypotheses, consider more alternatives, and ultimately do more creative research. Let's dive in. Let's start with the problem. Researchers get stuck in narrow thinking. We call this functional fixedness. It's the tendency to see things only in terms of their conventional uses or interpretations. When you've spent years in a field, you develop expertise. But that expertise comes with mental grooves, habitual ways of thinking about problems that can limit your creativity. You might miss alternative hypotheses because they're outside your usual framework. You might overlook methods from adjacent fields because you're not exposed to them. You might pursue the same research questions your advisor pursued because that's what you know. None of this is a character flaw. It's how human cognition works. We're optimized for efficiency, not exhaustive exploration. But here's the problem. Breakthrough research often comes from unexpected combinations, overlooked alternatives, or questions that nobody thought to ask. This is precisely where AI can help if you know how to use it. The solution is the Diverge-Converge Framework. Think about any creative or analytical task as having two distinct phases. Divergence is the exploration phase. You're generating options, brainstorming possibilities, expanding your thinking. The goal is quantity over quality. You want to explore the space of possibilities without premature judgment. Convergence is the selection phase. You're evaluating options, applying judgment, narrowing down to what actually matters. The goal is quality over quantity. You want to identify the best ideas and discard the rest. Here's the key insight. AI is exceptionally good at divergence, and humans are exceptionally good at convergence. AI can generate 20 alternative hypotheses in seconds. It can suggest research methods you've never heard of. It can identify connections between your topic and dozens of other fields. It never gets tired, never runs out of ideas, never says, "I can't think of anything else." But AI cannot judge which of those ideas actually matters for your research. It cannot evaluate novelty in the context of your field's current conversations. It cannot assess feasibility given your resources and timeline. That's your job, and you're very good at it. The framework is simple. Let AI diverge, then you converge. Let's see why AI excels at divergent thinking. First, AI has no ego investment. It doesn't care if an idea seems stupid or obvious. It will generate the weird hypothesis alongside the conventional one without self-censoring. Second, AI has been trained on vast amounts of text across every field. It can draw connections between your research topic and approaches from biology, economics, physics, art history, fields you might never think to consult. Third, AI doesn't get tired. You might generate 5 alternative hypotheses before your brain starts repeating itself. AI can generate 50 without slowing down. Fourth, AI is fast. In the time it takes you to think of one alternative, AI can produce a dozen. This speed enables true exploration of the possibility space. Here's an example. Say you're studying employee motivation. You might think of hypotheses related to compensation, recognition, and autonomy, the standard frameworks. Ask AI to generate 20 alternative hypotheses, and you might get suggestions about circadian rhythms, physical workspace design, social network position, childhood attachment patterns, and dozens of other angles. Some will be irrelevant, but some might spark genuinely novel research directions you would never have considered. That's the power of AI-assisted divergence. Now let's understand why humans excel at convergent thinking. First, you have deep contextual knowledge. You know what's already been studied, what's currently hot, what's been tried and failed. AI might suggest a hypothesis that was definitively rejected 20 years ago. You'll know to skip it. Second, you understand practical constraints. You know your timeline, your budget, your available methods, your skills. AI doesn't know that you can't run a 10-year longitudinal study or that your institution doesn't have fMRI facilities. Third, you can evaluate genuine novelty. AI might suggest something that sounds new but is actually well established under a different name. Your expertise lets you recognize this. Fourth, you have intuition. Sometimes an idea just feels right or feels wrong based on years of accumulated experience that you can't fully articulate. This intuition is incredibly valuable for selecting promising directions. Fifth, you can be held accountable. You're the one who will defend this research, publish it, build your career on it. That accountability appropriately shapes which ideas you pursue. The convergence phase is irreducibly human. AI can help you see more options, but you decide which options matter. Let's walk through the framework in action with a concrete example. Imagine you're studying the impact of social media on adolescent mental health. You have some hypotheses, but you want to make sure you're not missing important angles. In the diverge phase, you prompt AI with something like this. Generate 20 alternative hypotheses about how social media might affect adolescent mental health. Include hypotheses that are counterintuitive, hypotheses that involve moderating variables, and hypotheses that connect to other fields like neuroscience, economics, or sociology. AI generates a list that includes obvious things like more use equals more depression and unexpected angles. For example, social media enables identity exploration, which improves mental health for some groups. Or the timing of social media use relative to sleep cycles is more important than total time. Or social comparison effects depend on perceived authenticity of the platform. In the converge phase, you review the list with your expertise. You eliminate hypotheses that have already been well studied. You eliminate hypotheses you can't actually test with your methods. You identify 3 or 4 hypotheses that are genuinely novel, testable, and interesting. You've just expanded your research possibilities far beyond what you would have generated alone, while maintaining complete control over what you actually pursue. Let's capture the key takeaways. First, researchers get stuck in narrow thinking. Our expertise creates mental grooves that limit our creativity. This isn't a weakness, it's how cognition works, but it can cause us to miss important alternatives. Second, the Diverge-Converge Framework leverages AI's strength in generating options and human strength in evaluating them. AI diverges, you converge. AI expands possibilities, you select the best ones. Third, use AI for brainstorming, not for final decisions. The more options you consider, the better your eventual choice. But the choice itself must always be yours, informed by your expertise, your context, and your accountability. Apply this framework to hypothesis generation, methodology selection, or any creative research challenge. Here's your key insight to remember. AI can show you doors you didn't know existed, but you decide which ones to walk through. The researchers who use AI most effectively aren't the ones who let AI make decisions for them. They're the ones who use AI to expand their thinking before applying their expert judgment. Diverge with AI. Converge with your expertise. Try this today. Ask AI to generate 10 alternative approaches to a problem you're working on. Don't judge while generating. Just collect options. Then apply your expertise to select the most promising direction. In the next video, we'll explore the automation matrix. That's a framework for deciding which research tasks to delegate to AI and which to keep for yourself. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching. This video covered the Diverge-Converge Framework from Impact or Invisible, Surviving the Data Age with AI. The full book includes detailed guidance on AI-assisted brainstorming, hypothesis generation templates, and strategies for breaking out of narrow thinking patterns. Get your copy on Amazon today. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos in this series.